Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Psychic Goddess Erika. Today is going to be a forecast for the collective for November, or whenever you happen to come across this video. What I mean by that is that even though this is for November, it doesn't matter what year, what month, what day, what week you come across this. Exactly, baby, that's what I'm saying. That's Lula. Messages can still apply, meaning you could treat it like a pick a card, for example, and the timestamps will be down below in the description box, so you can choose the week that you feel drawn to and apply it to whenever you happen to see this, and apply it to whenever you happen to see this. If it's not in November, or if it's another year, for example. Or you can listen to the general message for the month that I'm gonna do and apply it to whenever you happen to see this, or you can listen to the whole thing. But again, those were 4 suggestions for if you're seeing this at a time that is not November 2023. So this is also for November 2023. So I'll do a general message for the month, and then I'll get into each week of November 2023. Some people watch the whole thing, some people listen to the general message, and then as the weeks go along, they listen to each week, whatever you want to do. So let's jump on in. And for those of you wondering, I'm actually, according to the test I took, I'm actually House Ravenclaw, but I feel like I could have very easily gone into Slytherin as well. There were parts of me, I feel that I'm one of those people that I could go into any house, but like I have a Slytherin side too. This is my husband's Slytherin mug. So yeah, I feel like I have some elements of that for sure. Funny enough, I've been dreaming of snakes a lot lately as kind of a side message. Yeah, baby. At the time of me filming this, we have a lunar eclipse this weekend, which would be tomorrow at the time of me filming this. So I think that whenever you happen to come across this video, you may yourself be going through this point where you're shedding a lot, like a snake shedding skin. So that may be uncomfortable. It may even feel ugly, like it's not a pretty situation sometimes. So I feel like that's part of the general message that I feel is coming through for everybody whenever you happen to see this video, and for November of 2023. But let's continue to look into the general message for the month, and then I'll get into each week. Messages for the collective, truth be told. Okay, so the first message for the month is probably so. So something that you may be wondering about, whether it's in the back of your mind or whether it's something that's very obvious to you, Spirit is saying the answer to that is probably so. So allow your intuition to fill in the blanks for that, because there's going to be this is a general reading for the collective, so it's going to be different things for different people. Let's get some further information on that. Okay. It feels like there's a lot of smoke and mirrors being revealed. So if you like, basically, again, it could be for whatever your intuition is telling you that the answer is probably so, but for a lot of people, like if you're wondering if someone is full of smoke and mirrors, if you're wondering if a situation is just smoke and mirrors, Spirit is saying, yeah, probably so. Meaning there's more to the story. It's not exactly how it's being presented. Smoke and mirrors, think of it like this. It's like a production someone is putting on, or a situation is putting on. think of it like a play. You're looking at a play, but it's actors playing a role, or it's something scripted. It's not the actual reality. That's where the smoke and mirrors comes in, if that makes sense. So apply that to whatever area is resonating with you throughout November. For some of you, it's scenarios you're dealing with. Some of you, it's more things that you're seeing on the collective scale, like something you're seeing on social media or in the media in general. For some of you, it's actual people that you're like, you know what, you're full of smoke and mirrors. And for some of you, you may realize that it's actually you that's putting on a show. And so however it's resonating. And also there's a lot of other distractions at play during this time. So you may have a bit of like brain fog going on. You may have trouble focusing during this time. This will all pass, but take this as, you know, some of these red flags you're picking up on either from other people or even within yourself and the energy you're feeling as signs to slow down and observe. Not to act impulsively, not to jump to conclusions, but to observe, soak in the information, tap into a good balance of your intuition and your emotions and the logical side of things of what's being presented factually, and allow this time to like even pause a little bit before moving forward and soaking in all of this information and this period of change and transition. Like I said in the beginning, it kind of feels like a lot of you are shedding skin, symbolically speaking, kind of like a snake. So yeah, it is also a time to really ground yourself. Snakes are literally on the ground. Ground yourself during this time. Also, check out these are my leftover spooky season nails. Ghost Face from Scream, if you haven't seen them yet. But yeah, let's see what else is going on. I'll be listing the cards I'm using in the description box below if you're curious. And as well, you guys can always book a personal reading with me if you choose to on my website. That all of that information along with the timestamps is down below in the description box. Okay. This is a time of seeking inner order. Remember, going back to that energy of tapping within. Spirit is also saying that the March to April timeframe is when you're going to begin to see more results from whatever is happening right now. Whether you're seeing this in November 2023 or another time. You may begin to see even more of the results, more of the harvest, because this is giving like harvest energy, more of the abundance, more of the sustainability or progress towards it, if not to full capacity. Spirit is saying in the March to April season, but it's like you're planting the seeds now, but they need time to grow. It's another message for this month. And then also, like with that, is a message of endurance. Keep going. It's a challenge, but keep going. You may be met with resistance at times, whether that resistance is from within yourself or whether that resistance feels like it's coming from just obstacles in life or from people around you, but keep going strong with endurance. Let's get another message for the general reading for the month, and then we'll get into each week. Honor your word. Practice what you preach. So there's a theme during this time to stick to your commitments, to do what you said you're going to do. Whether that's you yourself or whether it's you monitoring other people, and if they're honoring their word and doing what they say they're going to do, there's this energy of that being a theme for this month of November 2023, or whenever you happen to come across this, of honoring your word. And I'm also hearing, mixed with that though, that you can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. You're not for everybody. Everybody is not for you. So stick to your be true to yourself. Be authentically you. And look at this. I am. The power is within you. When you use the phrase I am, whatever is after that is like putting a spell into the universe. So like you want to do loving to the best of your ability, speaking about yourself in a loving way to the best of your ability, in a powerful way to the best of your ability. So if you catch yourself, even silly things that you may not notice right away or think is a big deal, like you say something that seems a little silly and you might be playing, be like, I'm so stupid. Like Spirit is saying, cut that out. Notice what you're saying. Notice the spells you're casting regarding yourself when you use your phrases like I am or I'm. Like another one could be like, I'm sorry. You may not realize it, but you are continuing to kind of, it's like a trail of debris that comes from that. Even though you may have sincere feelings of being apologetic, when you say things like I'm sorry, it's like that energy continues, if that makes sense. So maybe just rephrasing a little bit to some, for example, like I apologize, or so sorry, without saying I'm in front of it. That can be, in my opinion, just as powerful of letting that person know that you care, and you may realize an error that you have done or be feeling, but it's not continuing to cast a spell of debris that you don't want following. You don't want that trail being left behind you, if that makes sense, to where it's still energetically felt or energetically visible. So that's the general messages. Let's jump into each week. I don't know about you guys, but this eclipse season has me feeling absolutely drained and tired and exhausted. Whew. Everything feels difficult. So that might be you as well. So I'm drinking iced coffee right now. All right, so each week, week 1, it's giving the energy of union, community, kinship, family, love, friendship, reuniting. We have here the message of kin, and we also have love languages. So connecting with people through different love languages, trying to understand the love languages of other people, finding ways to show and express love or that you care. For some people specifically, it's letting somebody else know that you hear them, you hear what they have been saying, what they have been expressing or trying to show you. Week 1 is also bringing in energy of completion. Some of you may really want to clear out the energy of that just passed from the month prior. Some of you may want to sage or use sweetgrass or palo santo or some incense of some other kind to cleanse your space, your environment, or even yourself with some of that smoke, and putting a new intention to be carried up with that cleansing energy. So it's also a good time to clean your home, your car, your closet, other random things that are cluttered or have stagnant energy from maybe people that came to visit, or energy that was left from the past, or energy from spooky season that has been passed, because the veil was thin during that time. So you may want to just energetically clear your space or yourself as well. It's a good time to tidy up. It's a good time to do your chores. It's a good time to even, for some reason, I'm getting wash your hair during this time. A lot of energy gets stored in our hair, so you may want to wash your hair and get that a cleansing intention as well, especially your crown area. That's coming through. Let's see if there's anything else Spirit has to say for this one. We have here the message of the Fool, but I'm getting more of an energy of connecting to childlike play. For some of you, you may want to have like a clarifying conversation with someone so you do not feel foolish about something or jump to a conclusion. But for the most part, I'm getting this energy of doing something that feels fun, connecting to childlike play. Some of you may actually have a desire to go to a circus for some reason, or some of you may feel like you're coming out of a circus. And I'm also hearing that saying, if you don't like clowns, then stop going to the circus. And I think that's more in like the, I guess, sarcastic sense of Spirit is saying is if you don't like how someone is treating you or behaving, then why do you keep them around, or why do you keep entertaining them? Ace of Air for week 1 is definitely a time of getting clear. It's definitely a time of getting clear about your vision for yourself and where you're trying to go, of what works for you and what doesn't. And also, like I said, having a clarifying conversation. Yes, baby. Or some of you are also seeing something more clearly, like an epiphany in week 1. But a lot of it is about future plans, how you're moving in future plans together, whether that's with someone specifically or a group of people, how you're moving with future plans together. For some of you, this may be more of a collaboration with future plans together, like in business or something, and making plans for that. And some of you, this is just you and your spirit team, like, what are we doing? What are we manifesting? Let's make these future plans, working it together in that way. And of course, for some of you, this is more in terms of like you and a partner making future plans together romantically, and get maybe clarity about that. It's a good time to make a vision board too, is what I'm getting. Going into week 2, we have the energy of evil eye. So did y'all hear that? My daughter she's right over here and she goes, uh-oh, when I pull the evil eye. So speaks for itself. So for some of you, you may need to just be a little bit more aware of how much you're sharing with other people or with like the internet, for example, online or something. Notice people's reactions when you share good news, because not everybody is genuinely happy for you. And that's not because it's not always because they want you to be harmed or anything. Sometimes they're just not in a good space in their own life, so they just can't be happy for you. So you may want to be more aware and set more intentions of protection. For others of you, it's going to be important that you have to notice when you are the one feeling that energy of the evil eye, of either feeling jealous or envious of what someone else has, or maybe feeling slighted that your time hasn't come yet, or something's not working out how you feel it should because you've been doing so much work. Your time will come when it's meant to, and that's not always when you want it to. So sometimes we have to catch ourselves when that energy is coming through. And it's normal, okay, to feel jealous sometimes. It's normal. If anything, it can help to show you if anything, can help to show you a goal that you have, and maybe you didn't even realize you had that goal. It doesn't mean that you necessarily want exactly what that other person has, but your own version of what you believe that energy to be. And I say what you believe because you don't always know what's going on, behind the door, you know what I mean? But yeah. We also have the energy in week 2 of healing, rest, and recovery. So slow down, allow yourself time to just chill, relax, some R&R. We have 4 of air and the message of contemplation. It's still giving that energy of alone time or recuperation, and just contemplating, like a lot on your mind. I'm still getting this energy of like comparison though. So someone's comparing themselves to another. Maybe it's you comparing yourself, or maybe it's somebody comparing themselves to you. But there's this energy of comparison. And for others of you, it's more of a comparison of like where you are now versus where you were in the past, because a lot of you are feeling like you're still shedding that old skin, and you are healing from the poor choices of your past, or you're healing from a version of yourself that like you don't want to identify with anymore. And you're contemplating what you learned, but you're also contemplating and understanding and healing that you are a better version of yourself now. You are rebranded and reinvented. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I'm hearing that message of your self-worth is not a group discussion. It's not a group discussion. Let's see what else for week 2. Redemption! That goes perfectly with what we just said. Mother of Fire. This is like the Queen of Wands energy. Your manifestation skills are on point. Your creativity is strong. This is giving your energy of passion and ability to feel sexy again, or beautiful again, or confident again is really strong. So Spirit is saying embrace it. You're that girl. You're that guy. You're that person. You're that you've got it, basically what Spirit is saying. So it's okay to go about it. Don't let others humble you, is what I'm hearing. Life can do that sometimes, but other people don't really have a right to humble you, because it's kind of going back to this evil eye energy. They may be noticing the change and they're having trouble putting their finger on it. They know that it's a real, legit, genuine level up, but they still remember something about you from the past, even though that's no longer you. And they may try to humble you in their own way, or maybe it's you doing it to yourself. But sometimes life will humble you to teach a lesson that helps you to continue to evolve and be better. But don't let others humble you, and also don't continue to belittle yourself, if that makes sense, because you've got it, and you are evolving, and you are changing, and you are better than before. I also see here the message of dating. Now, my eye did catch this message of not reciprocated. So if you're feeling that you've been dealing with someone and you're just not feeling the vibe like you should, or they have indicated that they're not ready, Spirit is saying there's nothing romantic about something or someone that is unavailable. So someone needed to hear that. And for others of you, this is just a reminder to either actually go out and just plan some dates, something that you know the other person is going to vibe with, maybe because you talked about it, or because you've been picking up on suggestions over time, and maybe in the past you didn't fully reciprocate the same energy they're putting out, and now you're trying to match that energy, or vice versa. Maybe it's them that's coming through. And for some people, like, your finally schedules are aligning, because it's more of like a date in terms of like a calendar. Like before, timing wasn't right, so that's where that not reciprocating energy is coming through. But now it's like you're finally finding a date or a plan to where it's a great time to do something, even if it's not romantically linked. Like a meeting or something like that, or just hanging out with friends, or planning to visit family, or planning a trip, something like that. Week 3, blessings in disguise. So that may be current, because the past, present, and future is happening at all times, if that makes sense. So for some of you, there are blessing disguise taking place in week 3 for you. For others of you, you're realizing blessings in disguises that happened in the past, but now you're seeing more clearly something about it. And for some of you, this is like foretelling something that's going to be coming up. But all of it is connected to change for you. Again, referencing yet again that message in the beginning of a shake shedding its skin. You're changing. Some of you, your environment is changing. And I just looked down and I see travel or moving. So some of you may be planning travel or traveling. Some of you may be moving and actually relocating your home. Some of you may just be moving in terms of wanting to experience a new place, in terms of where you are in life, or just the environment temporarily. And some of you, it's more of a longer term move or relocation. But there's energy of change and moving pieces, and energy continuing to move. Energy is fluid. So holding on to what has already come and gone is just not the business. Let it go. Keep it moving, keep it flowing, keep adapting. Some of you may feel like you're juggling a whole lot though, like there's so much on your plate, a lot of multitasking energy. So try to narrow down to the best of your ability to what you can handle, one thing at a time in week 3. Let's see what else. Yeah, stillness. You need to, even though with all these moving pieces and everything going on, find moments of stillness for yourself to recover, to hear clearly the inner guidance, to take care of your overall wellness. Ace of Water. This may be an emotional time as well. And also this energy of just things running through you, but also like this fiery energy within you of like, it feels like being flooded with ideas or being flooded with inspiration. In some cases, some people are being flooded with emotion. Some of you may have a lot to say, a lot that needs to be said. And this may come after that period of stillness as well. For some of you, it feels like reignited passion. It feels exciting. And you can apply that to whatever area of life you feel you need to, because again, many different people are watching this. Even though there's still some uncertainty about something, Spirit is saying something is a yes. Use your intuition on what this is, or maybe there's a need to say yes to more. Like if someone invites you out, maybe Spirit is saying maybe yes, say yes. Or like I said, you might have been uncertain about something before, but now Spirit is saying like it's a yes. Whatever resonates with you for this during this time. Going into week 4, we have here the message of neglect. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but in this corner, there's a crack in the wall, a crack in the foundation. And so this is giving me the vibe of like, while somebody was painting this beautiful picture or idealization of how they wanted something to be or look in their world, they were missing the cracks in the foundation, or they were missing. It's like someone who wants to really see the positive in everything, but they're not noticing where something is off or something is not being well kept or kept up. So this could be in relation to some people in relationships, to where they want something to work so bad that they're ignoring the things that need to be worked on, or the things that could be potentially a step towards things crumbling, because without a strong foundation and without addressing the issues, it's only a matter of time before that crack spreads and things fall apart, you know. For others of you, this could be a need to again, work on your home, like work on some repairs, or maybe it's not your home, maybe it's your car or something else. Maybe it's more symbolic of the home being you, your home, your body, like working on, maybe you've been neglecting yourself and now you have to get back to that, taking care of home first in week 4. So however that's resonating with you. For some of you, you've been feeling really like your inner child feels emotionally neglected. Someone has hurt you, and you feel some disappointment. For some of you, this is more in terms of trauma from childhood, or maybe generational struggle that is still being felt, and everybody keeps ignoring it at the family event. Nobody wants to bring it up, but maybe it needs to be brought up. Maybe it needs to be addressed. Yeah, whoever needed to hear that part. We have here the message of mute, block, delete right after that. So for some of you, you've been muting something that needs to be said. Maybe you put yourself on mute, or maybe you've been trying to ignore something, but it's time to address it, or things will get worse. You can't keep ignoring it. For others of you, if someone has been neglecting you, then it may be time to mute, block, or delete them, because you've been giving it too much of your energy, fantasizing of what you want it to be, but it's make-believe at this point, because the results are not showing otherwise. So whoever needed to hear that in week 4. And then we also have here the message of the sun. So I think what Spirit is trying to say is that there's still brighter days to come, but kind of look at this period right now, like, you know how when you go out into the sun and it's shining so bright, it's showing, it's so bright, it's illuminating something so strong that it's hard to see, or your eyes take time to adjust. That's what I'm getting from that. Like, your eyes are adjusting to the reality of what is being revealed during this time, whether that's reality about someone else, whether it's reality about your environment, whether it's reality about you and yourself and what needs to change. Your eyes are adjusting to see truth and the reality and what's being shown to you. And even though it may feel a little bit uneasy, it's like once you finally embrace it, more in terms of getting to a place of acceptance, kind of like it is what it is energy, and then taking steps forward from there to move differently and to embrace that you are different than you were before as well. That's when I begin to see the joy to flow back in. That's when I begin to see you beginning to build something stronger with or without whoever was around previously, because you are reinvented and rebranded within yourself, with or without them. Let's see what else is coming through week 4. And a lot of people during this time, I'm also getting, it's like there's this energy of like visiting family or friends, or even within your own home, of because it being like holiday times, you just want to enjoy the holiday times, that you're trying to ignore issues. And Spirit is saying is that yes, there's a time and place for everything, but you don't want to be delusional. Yeah. Can't make this stuff up. Out of sight. You can't act like it's out of sight, out of mind when the village is on fire in the background. Jeez, come on. So yeah, For some of you though, it's like once you actually embrace the chaos of the awkwardness, meaning you have said what you need to say or have addressed what needs to be addressed, it's like this feeling of, yeah, I mean, it's still chaotic behind me, but I feel much better. That's kind of a vibe I get. And for others of you, this is a reminder that like you can't just ignore the problems in the background or the problems. For some of this is more of like a collective scale of like things that are going on within the world. Like you're trying to shelter yourself from being affected by things that are happening collectively. And I can get that. Trying to protect your peace. There's this energy of that that's coming through. But you also don't want to be ignorant either, is what Spirit is saying. So you want a balance of both. Yeah, but there's this energy of restoration and peace that follows the chaos in terms of whatever chaos is being embraced or brought out or realized during this time. For some of you feel like this is coming out of nowhere. Like you feel like you were in a good place, and then you feel like this unexpected chaos brought by a situation or by someone else was what came out of nowhere. But it was time for that open and honest realization. So whether it's somebody beginning to be open and honest with you, or a situation that's being revealed, certain truths coming to light, or whether that's you being open and honest with others, or even within yourself. Before. Vision quest. So yeah, you're beginning to see things from a different perspective and different angles. And some of you, this may even feel like it's bringing some doubt about your evolution. But what Spirit is saying is, no, you're still evolving. You're still evolving. And so these moments of doubts are understandable, and it's okay. So have grace for yourself, but you are still further along than before. So give yourself credit. And some of you are going to be really proud of yourself for how you're handling something that would have really made, there's something that happens that would have felt way more destructive and damaging to you if you were your old version of self, but you handle it a little bit differently, or maybe your transition through it is a little bit differently than before, and coming out of it, you're proud of like how you handled that, how you tackled the issue, and things are better for it, and you are now in this place of clear vision of where you're heading moving forward. You now have a new perspective that is beneficial moving forward. So that's what I've got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Comment below how this is resonating with you, and if you have made it to this point, send me a snake emoji and whatever else you want to say. If you can, kindly like this video, if you just algorithm stuff. If you choose to subscribe to my channel, and of course, because this is a free energy exchange, you could always tip by buying me a coffee if you want to. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Bye.